Welcome, guys, to yet another session of our spoken English journey. Today is day 33, as you can see on the screen, all right, of our ongoing series. And our topic for today is in reference with vague language. When we think in English, or rather, I can say, when we think about English, we often imagine perfect sentences, exact grammar, and precise vocabulary, right? Now, in real life or a real spoken English, it doesn't work like that. Why? In everyday conversations, people are not always exact or precise. They do not count everything, okay? People often speak loosely, that is, when they do not know details or if they forget a certain point, all right? And what happens, and even if they want to sound polite or even if you look at a certain concept of generalizing, they don't plan every word. Instead, they speak in a natural and a flexible way. That's always okay. It's not bad English. It's the way that you are improving your fluency. So this lecture, okay, is all in reference with vague language. And we are pretty much going to see how and why native speakers use it a lot. Vague language is not bad English, again, to reinforce. It's actually a smart communication tool. People use it when they do not know exact details or do not want to sound too direct, or they also use it when they are thinking while speaking. That's also very, very important. Now, if you've forgotten a particular thing and you want to, kind of not stop your communication, that is also a very, very important topic to talk about, right? So vague language is also used when people are thinking while speaking and generalizing, to keep in mind. So, today we are looking at how real speakers use language in a practical way and not perfectly but effectively. So, topic number two for today is in reference with vague categories. So, there are mainly two categories. These are general and descriptive groups in nature that aren't specific really. For example, instead of saying there are exactly seven types of tasks that I should do, okay, you are going to pretty much say there are a bunch of things that I really need to do. Now, imagine someone says there are exactly 49.5 types of things or types of tasks I need to do today. That sounds very calculative and robotic at the same time. So, in real life, people say uh, things like, I have a bunch of things to take care of today. I have a lot of things to get done. So these are the words that we are going to talk about, and they are known as vague words, wherein people are uh, kind of talking in the sense, keeping that particular point in mind that my communication shouldn't stop. Okay, that is the whole idea. So words like a few, a bunch of, some kind of, sort of, various, what do? They help us to talk without being too precise. Amazing. This is useful because, again, we do not always know exact numbers. We speak very quickly, and being slightly general often sounds more polite and natural as well at the same time. So, when people say, or when someone says, I did a few tasks today, it's not laziness, all right? It is efficient spoken English or pragmatic English, guys. So look at a few examples on the screen. I did a few tasks today. She has various hobbies. We can't simply go and say that this lady has 16.75 hobbies, right? Doesn't sound quite right. Let's look at the third point for today, vague placeholders and quantities. Okay. What are vague placeholders now? We just knew what are, we just came across what are vague category words. All right. What again I want you to do is here, pause the video, and you can go ahead and pretty much memorize these words because they are very important and come in handy really whenever you are looking at communicating with people. Gives you the sense of fluency. Go ahead and memorize this, guys. Memorize these words. Very important. Or write it down somewhere. Okay, let's come back to the third point for today. Vague placeholders and quantities. Can you just go ahead and read whatever is there on the screen? Yes, if you have paused the video and read that, great job. However, I'll let you know what exactly vague placeholders are. Placeholders are words that we use when we forget the exact word that we really want to put across, or the exact word doesn't matter. For example, if I have like around three of my colleagues standing at the front desk, and there's a person who comes up to me and says that I really want to get this done, I would just go and ask any one of them. I would not say, if there is Sandra, Sam, and John. If Sam is the only one who's supposed to do that, I would rather say, please ask Mr. Sam to do that for you. However, if all three of them are doing the same job, I would just say, rather, go and ask anyone from all the three that you can see right in front of you. So anyone is also a placeholder. Someone, anywhere, somewhere, stuff, thing. All these words you can see here, guys, okay, are placeholders, are vague placeholders. Instead of stopping mid sentence to remember a word, we keep the conversation moving, and that's the core concept of today's topic. Can you hand me that thing? Great. Now, look at this example sentence here. Can you hand me that thing? What thing? If I have forgotten what thing, whatever that thing is, or not really forgotten, if I cannot put it across in words, I would just say, can you hand me that thing? Placeholder. There's some stuff I need to take care of. If you do not want to tell anyone what is that you're really taking care of, you can just say, there's some stuff that I need to take care of. I'll meet you later. Right? Great. Go talk to someone in the front desk. At the front desk. Not in, at the front desk. Okay? Go talk to someone at the front desk. Anyone can get your job done. Okay? Let's meet somewhere. Not yet decided. As I told you, when you do not want to be precise, you can use your vague placeholders. Now let's look at some vague quantities. Okay? All these points, again, let me tell you, helps to keep your fluency flowing. And what do I mean by fluency flowing? The core concept is we should not allow our communication to come to an halt, or we should not allow the communication to stop. That is the whole idea. So these words are your friends, okay? So please go ahead and memorize them. Wherever you feel comfortable, go ahead and pause the video and practice or read aloud. Anything really works, okay? Great. So what are vague quantities? Like some, a little, a lot, many, few, several. Um, if I just want to add another important point here is that, if you can analyze what exactly is happening. You see, all these words are vague. They are not precise. Some, how many some? Like what some? Like three, four, five. A little, how little? A lot, how many? How many people? A lot. So, few, several, same concept. These are known as vague quantities. Okay, like I have some questions for you. Some questions. How many? We don't know. It might exceed, or it just might be one or two questions. There are a few people waiting. You will not pretty much say that there are 17.5 people waiting for you if there's one, if one of them is a kid, right? You can't say that. So instead of just saying that, you're going to use a vague phrase like a few. Okay. Again, the goal is communication and not mathematical accuracy. The fourth point for today deals with vague lexical bundles. Again, do not get overwhelmed by the word forms here. Vague lexical bundles are nothing but common multi-word chunks. Multi-word chunks again means what is, if you combine two or three words together, they give you a beautiful word that you can use, or a phrase that you can pretty much use when you're confused, or when you do not know the exact detail, or when you feel that you are kind of you know using a lot of fillers. So that is what the sentence says: to avoid exact detail, fill pauses, and also soften your statements. All right. So these are sequence of words that appear together often. How? Kind of, sort of, I mean, like. Like is used as a filler by many that I know. So what I can advise you really here is, again, pause the video and read these sentences aloud. Just another advice, or I could say that, something that comes from my experiences: please do not get too friendly with these words, or do not use them so much so that they themselves become fillers. Okay. So they are natural spoken English patterns. What I want you to do is start making sentences out of them. They help speakers to soften statements. They buy thinking time, and they connect ideas. Also, they sound less direct, guys. Okay. So, for example, if I say, I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of tired. So it means that I'm saying I am tired, but I don't know what kind of tired I am. All right. So that's what it is. When you are not able to decide the precise, or the you're not able to pinpoint your decision as well. Next example: I was, really busy today. I mean, that's good. Okay. Like, it was like really interesting. So these are certain words that you can use instead of your fillers as well. Again, to reinforce use and moderation, these make speech sound human, okay, and not mechanical overall. But use them in moderation only. Why do you think these matter in spoken English, guys? Obviously, because people do not always use precise details or exact details to give you a certain set of information. For example, there were a few people at the party. You're not going to say that there were 47 people at party. Who counts? All right, you're at a party. Why would you count? So instead of that, use this phrase. Okay. Now, again, to let you know that it's a your natural speech is fast and fluid, right? So exact grammar is less important than being understood. What do you mean by that? Do not always focus on grammar, because grammar is an important part of your communication. But in order to increase your fluency, or in order to get to that particular point in your accuracy as well, all I tell you to do is practice natural speed, or at whatever pace you're comfortable with. All right. And use these words in your daily communication, or pretty much anywhere, at your office, at your school, with your friends, with your parents. Start speaking in English and you will see the difference. Now, English conversation is social, right? It's pretty much social. So, what do you mean? Using vague fillers or bundles show that you are thinking in English. All right. And I told you, it helps you to sound calm and cooperative almost all the time. Okay, that's how we kind of also can relate to by thinking time, in the sense, during interviews, if you are using a lot of and ahs, instead of that, use words like these. I mean, like, kind of, sort of. What happens is that you're covering for your thinking time. You're kind of helping your brain to buy you some time to give give you the next sentence, right? So that's one of the most interesting strategies that we came up with. So it's here presented for you. So what exactly you have to do is very easy. You have to connect all the ideas, you have to draw all the patterns, connect all the dots. Again, only one thing to keep in mind, and that is this, guys. What is this? Practice. Okay. So, strategy A. Let's look at some real spoken English strategies. So, when unsure, you need to try this. Just give me a sec. Yes. So, when you're unsure, you need to try this. Instead of being exact, use general category. Okay. So, instead of being precise in detail, like, there are 8 reasons why people learn English. No one talks like that. You can just say there are various reasons. Again, you can read it aloud. Pause the video, read aloud all these sentences. Okay, so you can read these aloud as well. I saw a few people. I have some ideas. Obviously, you're not going to say that I have 4.5 ideas, right? Sounds really funny. Now let's look at strategy B. Use placeholders. If you've forgotten or if you are not able to kind of get the word of that particular noun, you would say, can you pass me the thing with the lid? It can be a box, it can be a jewelry box, it can be anything really. Just that you don't know how to kind of pinpoint the name of that particular noun. All right. Now what's happening? You're not searching for the word. You're not searching for the word. You're pretty much kind of using many English words and putting a meaningful sentence together. Cool, right? Yeah. Now practice this part for yourself, guys. I'm not going to read it aloud. Yes. Practice this. Please pause the video and read the sentence aloud. Now let's look at strategy. Third strategy or the strategy C. Fluent fillers. These are known as fluent fillers. These are fillers. As I told you, please don't make it a habit of using them again and again. The whole concept is to use them moderately. You know, I mean, kind of, basically, actually, etc. Again, examples are I was, really surprised. It's kind of difficult to explain. See how natural I sound as well. Even you can do that. Just go ahead and make sentences with these. Okay? Make sentences with these. Try to make sentences with these words. Great. Now, why do you say that you really need to make sentence? I'm telling you to make sentences because you know that. See, I'm kind of using this sentence phrase that is, you know that practice is what is mandatory and it's pretty much something that will help you to improve day by day as well. Okay, great. Now, as just a small summary of why this is important or this topic is because vague category deals with general groups, okay, and what happens, their conversation is pretty much general and it is not exact. Now vague placeholders helps you like to deal with words like thing and stuff, or they pretty much hover around only nouns, okay. And what are they pretty much doing? They are helping you to speak continuously, okay. The last part or the third part is the vague lexical bundles. I told you multi words, kind of many words put together, right? They are common spoken chunks. Try to understand the difference between the meaning of these vague categories, vague placeholders, and vague bundles, lexical bundles. What happens in the last part is that it makes the speech fluid and more human. Okay. Overall, overall, you feel like you are getting to that point where you sound like human. All right, you sound like a human and not robotic, because if you use mathematical, you can use numbers, but what if the numbers are not, if they are just decimal based? You cannot say 14.575% of task is left out for me today. That's not how a person speaks. It's robotic. So that is the most important thing that we need to keep in mind, that why this is important when it comes to spoken English. Great. Again, it's a very easy practice part that I've got for you today, the guided practice session that I like to call. Okay. Talk about your weekend using these three patterns. Use a vague category like I did a bunch of things. Can be anything. Go on with your elaboration. Use a placeholder. I watched that thing on TV. Look at this, that thing. Pretty much you might have watched something like, you might have watched advertisement of a phone, or you're not getting, right now, you're not able to pinpoint the name of that particular thing. So what are you going to say? You are just going to say that I watched that thing on TV, right? Things like that. Use a lexical bundle. It was, kind of fun, right? Is a lexical bundle. So make sentences or very easy. Just pause and read these sentences aloud. Okay. So just to close the session today, fluent speakers don't plan every word, guys. They think in ideas and use vague structures strategically to keep conversations alive. That's it. So that's what real spoken English looks like. So remember, real fluency is not about speaking nonstop, it's about knowing how to speak, when to speak, and use these strategies on daily basis. Okay? Now, if you like this session and want to learn more real life English skills like this, and also if you want to sound confident, manage conversations, and speak naturally in any situation, visit the link in the description below. That's where you'll find our full course and extra training as well. So go check it out after this video. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much and take care.